The world is holding its breath. July 4th, 2025, a day of celebration in America, but across the Pacific, a different drama unfolds. Chinese military actions around Taiwan have escalated beyond drills, signaling a seismic shift in modern warfare. The Pentagon faces a new reality. The era of assumed U.S. superiority is over. The shock isn't about numbers, but how China integrates all elements of power. U.S. Indo-Pacific command assessments are grim. In a direct conflict over Taiwan, America could lose quickly. The Pentagon is scrambling for answers, forced to reassess the limits of American power. For the Pentagon, the wake-up call is loud and clear. To grasp this new reality, we turn to an unlikely source, Professor Zhang Wei of Fudan University. Zhang isn't a general, he's a scholar, but his insights have become essential reading for understanding China's grand strategy. He argues the West misreads China's moves, seeing aggression where China sees defense, and domination where China sees restoration. China isn't just building a military to challenge the US, it's building a system to make conflict unnecessary. The goal isn't to defeat America in battle, but to make any fight unwinnable and unthinkable for the US. This is a profound shift from the Western focus on decisive battles. Zhang likens China's approach to the game of go strategic encirclement, not knockout blows. It's a war of systems, logistics, and influence, long before any shots are fired. Every move, from trade deals to satellite launches, fits into this larger strategy. Viewing China through a purely military lens misses the bigger picture. The real contest is about which system can deliver prosperity and stability in the 21st century. The West is no longer guaranteed to win that contest. Zhang's work peels back Western misunderstandings, revealing the logic behind China's actions. His message: underestimate China's systemic strategy at your peril. The US must adapt its thinking, or risk being outmaneuvered before the fight even starts. The unseen strategy is now impossible to ignore. A recent event far from Taiwan revealed China's new doctrine: the sale of J-10C fighter jets to Pakistan. On the surface, a simple arms deal, but joint exercises told a deeper story. Chinese J-10Cs, fully integrated into China's C-4ISR network, dominated older, less connected F-16S. The difference wasn't just hardware, it was the system. The J-10C is a node in a vast web of sensors, data, and AI, giving pilots a god's-eye view of the battlefield. Pakistani pilots flying excellent but isolated jets were effectively blind. This is systemic warfare, victory through information and integration, not just superior platforms. China's investment in networked warfare is paying off, achieving information and decision dominance. The US has relied on exquisite platforms, but China bets on robust, connected systems. The lesson: the future of war is about the system, not the individual weapon. China's system is proving more integrated than the West imagined. For the Pentagon, this is a warning shot. The age of platform-centric warfare is ending. Systemic warfare is here. China's doctrine now targets Taiwan, not with invasion, but with paralysis. Forget D-Day landings. China's preparing a campaign of systemic strangulation. The goal: make Taiwan's resistance impossible, and US intervention futile. Step 1. Total information blockade. Cyber, space, and electronic warfare to sever Taiwan's links to the world. Taiwan would be blinded, unable to coordinate defense or call for help. China's resilient networks would see through the fog, while Taiwan and the US are left in confusion. Next, a physical quarantine, not a traditional blockade, but exclusion zones that halt shipping and flights. Taiwan's economy would be squeezed, its options dwindling. China frames this as an internal matter, not a war, forcing the US into a dilemma. Intervene and risk escalation, or do nothing and watch Taiwan fall. China's anti-access/area denial systems make intervention perilous. The strategy is to win without major violence by making the cost of action too high for the US. Washington faces terrible choices, each escalating the crisis. China's systemic approach is designed to win before the world even realizes a war has begun. The Pentagon's greatest fear: a conflict lost before it starts. The new battlefield is invisible, and China is already on it. The US isn't standing still. China's rise has triggered a scramble to adapt. The Pentagon is shifting to agile combat employment, dispersing forces across the Indo-Pacific, making them harder to target. Alliances with Japan, Australia, and the Philippines are being strengthened with new bases and pre-positioned supplies. but this transformation takes years, while China modernizes at breakneck speed. The US defense industry struggles to keep up, hampered by years of neglect and fragile supply chains. In a prolonged conflict, America could run out of key weapons, an Achilles heel China is eager to exploit. The dilemma: prepare for high-end war with China while juggling global crises and domestic divisions. Resources are finite, political will uncertain. The Pentagon is racing the clock, but the gap is closing fast. Beijing's confidence grows as Washington's anxiety mounts. The military balance is shifting, and the US must adapt or risk irrelevance. The question: can America change fast enough to deter a determined China? The answer will shape the future of the Indo-Pacific and the world. The race is on, and time is running out. China's rise is marked by a strikingly calm communication style. While Washington issues loud warnings, Beijing speaks with quiet firmness and consistency. This isn't passivity, it's a deliberate strategy to project confidence and inevitability. China acts as if reunification with Taiwan is a matter of time, not debate. This calmness disarms opponents, making China's actions seem less threatening. While the West debates, China builds ships, launches satellites, and expands influence. Achievements are celebrated at home, not broadcast to provoke the world. China lets its power speak for itself, encouraging others to accept the new reality. This is psychological warfare, creating a sense of inevitability and encouraging accommodation. China frames its rise as natural, not aggressive. The world is left to draw its own conclusions as the balance shifts. Quiet confidence, backed by real power, is proving hard to counter. For 70 years, global power rested on four Western pillars: economic, military, technological, and ideological. China is now building alternatives to each. Economically, the Belt and Road Initiative and digital yuan challenge the dollar's dominance. Technologically, companies like Huawei create a new independent ecosystem. These aren't just business moves, they're strategic, building a Sino-centric global order. Professor Zhang notes China's vibrant, pragmatic society in contrast to Western crisis-driven politics. This narrative of success is a powerful ideological tool. China doesn't export its model but offers partnership and non-interference, an appealing message for many nations. The US promotes global leadership based on its own values. China offers cooperation and respect for different systems. For developing nations, China's approach is attractive. China isn't just challenging the old pillars, it's offering a new vision for world order. The contest is about whose system can deliver for the 21st century. The outcome will reshape the global landscape. The greatest danger isn't China's strength, but America's miscalculation. Believing in perpetual dominance risks a conflict the US can't win. A war over Taiwan would be a high-intensity clash with a peer adversary, on China's home turf. The consequences: military defeat, shattered alliances, and global economic turmoil. Losing would end the myth of American invincibility and accelerate a new world order. The ideological contest is about which system can best provide peace and prosperity. The era of unquestioned US supremacy is over. This is a call for realism, not fear. China's rise must be managed, not confronted in a zero-sum game. The US must adapt, finding a new role based on partnership, not dominance. Miscalculation could cost America far more than a war. It could lose the future. The world has changed. Wisdom and adaptation are now America's best weapons. The choice is clear: adapt or be left behind.